Very good evening. Yes, good evening. Confirm audio. I'll just adjust this. Good evening. Sure, let us start. Let me just check the camera position once. Yeah, seems fine. Sure, let us start. So first I will explain to you guys, I've already shown you in the introductory lecture of the whole program, whole courseware, how many lectures we will have total. In that I have mentioned how many LRD sessions we will have. Today's session is Introduction to LRDI. I have just arranged for you year-wise score and percentile relation. First thing, how much score do you need to get what percentile? Then what was the pattern of the paper in that particular year? Then I have arranged one or two 2023 CAT LRDI sets. I will not be solving it for you. I'll show you what is the complexity level. We'll also discuss about how much time we should spend on each set. How should we judge a set? Today's session is introduction. So we'll be solving a couple of past CAT questions of moderate level. There'll be some calculations involved, ratios involved. I will cover some theory for you guys on the spot with the set. So let us dive into it. Let us start the session. So it's an introductory session. Let us see how it goes. So what you're seeing right now on the screen is the change in the CAT paper or pattern over the last 4 years, 2020, 2021, 2023. This is the COVID paper, first COVID paper. So you see there are total 24 questions. There are 24 questions. Then this is 24 questions. Then this is 20 questions, 20 questions and 20 questions. And if within that also, how does the pattern change? Notice there were two sets of six questions each. And there were sets of four questions. There was set of 6 questions, 6 question, 4 question, 4 question. So a lot of students, they deliberately tried to solve set with more questions. Because what happens LRDI is, once you understand the data, you are usually in a position to solve all questions within that set. Data समझ में आने के बाद. So it will take you same amount of time to understand data for 4 question or data for 6 question. Questions, data will be same. So the amount of time spent to understand that will be same. So a lot of people, a lot of students tried to solve these higher questions, higher number of questions in a particular set. That was a trap. Out of these, one will be moderate, one will be difficult. If you try to solve both, you are dead. You can go through past year papers and realize this on your own, that CAT does this. They put traps there for you to fall into those traps. Also see how does the pattern change for LR and DI part. See, when I say mixed bag, I call it number based reasoning, or a lot of people call it quant based reasoning. You see more and more questions are going towards mixed bag. Out of 24 questions, half of them were mixed bag. Out of 20 questions, half of them were mixed bag. Out of 20 questions, do you see 15 are mixed bag now? So see, more and more questions involve LR and DI both. I'll show you one thing. you need to improve in quant to be able to solve these LRDI mix questions. You will no longer find purely question on pie charts, find the angle, find the maximum sector, minimum sector, or purely question on bar graphs. No. You'll mostly find missing data questions. You'll find games and tournament questions. You'll also find questions that cannot be categorized. I'll show you. Now, what do we call LR based questions? Questions talking about arrangements, questions talking about matching, questions talking about selections, pure LR. Now, cubes cutting, there has been only one set in last 10 years. Cube cutting is more CET. Calendars, there has been no set in CAT in last 10-12 years. So it has become now NMAT CET kind of stuff. So more and more, I'll tell you, it is moving towards a question that involves both. I'll show you examples as well, don't worry. Now, what do we call DI sets? That are based on pure calculation. Let us say 20% logic and 80% calculation is DI. But again, look at this. How many pure DI questions are there? 5 questions means one set. Only one set is there. Pure LR, only one set. See, the analysis might differ based upon which slot it is. Slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. But the general overview is LR and DI ab kam aa raha hai, more and more mixed bag. I'll show you ample examples. Don't worry, we'll have ample number of papers and sets. So you are able to gauge how does the paper pattern change or has changed over the years. I'll upload this PDF for you guys. Don't worry. Once the lectures are, I'll do that. But tomorrow morning I'll do that. Don't worry. So more and more questions that involve thinking and calculation. Calculation will not be very advanced. You will not be multiplying, dividing 4-digit numbers. Don't worry about that. But you'll be thinking again and again, what is the question trying to say? So if you now see the shift in the paper pattern, you will also be able to see the shift in the scores. In terms of difficulty level, as years have progressed, I'm not even considering 2016, 17, 18, 19 papers. These were moderate level at the best. Maybe one set will be difficult. One set will be of higher level. Maybe I'm saying maybe. But as you see, this is only for LRD. This is LRD. This is all LRDI. All of this is about LRDI section. Now I want you guys to notice here, in terms of jump, 2020, let us focus. 2020, let us focus. What is the jump in scores? These are raw scores. Scaling thoda upar niche hoga. These are raw scores. Dekho, the jump of 1 or 2 marks. There's a jump of 5 percentiles here. A jump of 3 marks. There's a jump of 5 percentile. Dhyan se. A jump of 5 marks. Jump of 5 percentile. A jump of 5 marks. A jump of 3 percentile. Do you get this feeling? You need more and more numbers for a small increment. Dekho, what is the increase here? 1 percentile. What is the increase here? 4 marks. So as the percentiles go in the higher strata, dekho yahan pe dekho aap. There's a 8 mark, 9 mark jump only for 0.4 percentile. So as scores increase, the jump in the percentile becomes less. In fact, if I remember correctly, in 2020, in CAT 2022, overall 99.4 percentile and 99.99 percentile. What was the gap between these two individuals? The score here was exactly 76 marks. 78 marks. 78 marks was the score required overall, complete CAT. And the score required here was 140 marks. Do you see? A jump of 0.59 percentile is double the score. So as you approach higher strata, thoda effort zyada lagta hai. I am trying to motivate you. I am trying to give you facts here. Now, do you see? For 99.9 percentile, as the years progress, the scores are decreasing. कम क्वेश्चंस बनाओ बट अच्छे से बनाओ. सी, टू स्कोर 46 marks, how many questions do you need to answer? Every question is worth 3 marks. Assuming sub perfect hai, you are answering everything accurately, you will need 15 questions to answer out of 24. यहाँ पे 24 questions थे. How many questions do you need to answer now? Exactly, precisely 12 questions out of 20. So see, as the years have progressed, you will need to attempt less and less questions for same percentile. Let us say, sir, मेरे से नहीं बनता LRDI. See, all of the IIMs, all of the top colleges have their cutoff at 85 percentile. Some of them have at 90 percentile. You must have that much in every section. You must have minimum. You must have, let us say, minimum 90 percentile in each section. How much score do you need here? 16 marks, which is how many questions? 5 questions out of 20, which is one set. Now there are 5 questions, 5 questions in each set. So one set you solve, आपका cut off निकल गया. You managed to solve 2 sets. 2 sets कितने नंबर होते हैं? 5 and 5, 10 questions, 30 numbers. यहाँ देखो बेटा, look at this. 2 sets you manage, you have surpassed 99.5 percentile. So what we say in LRDI, it is okay. Once you start the LRDI section, you take rough page, or you'll be given a page in the exam, or at home right now you'll have a page or paper. You read everything. You easily spend 8 minutes. 8 minutes is sufficient to read the entire section. Read everything from first sentence till the last option, last question. Read everything. 8 minutes. And decide, see, 40 minutes you have. Decide, I'm going to spend 15 minutes on these 2 sets. In fact, I will say, you keep in mind, you will be spending 15 minutes, but it happens sometimes. कभी बीच में फंस गए in 8 to 9 minutes. 8 to 9 minutes, you have read, कुछ नहीं click किया, कुछ नहीं समझा. 5 minutes, कुछ नहीं समझा. You must be brave enough to switch to the next one. Many times I have seen this students do in the exam. They get into the ego fight with themselves. कि मैंने तो डिसाइड किया ये बनाऊंगा, मैं बना के रहूंगा, क्योंकि मेरे से मॉक में तो सॉल्व हो जाता था. Mocks are different ball game. CAT is a different ball game. You're under pressure. You're fighting the clock. There are hundreds of people in the same hall with you, breathing, scratching on paper. A lot of disturbances are there. So listen to this. You should be aware enough. You should be brave enough. 7 minutes हो गए हैं, 8 minutes हो गए हैं, नहीं क्लिक कर रहा है, switch to the next one that you have selected. हाँ, अब ये नहीं बन रहा है, and now you decide to switch, कहानी खत्म हो चुकी है. So 8 minutes you should spend right now from today onwards. If I say till CAT, you are solving close to 300 sets total solving. I'm saying 4 questions each. बहुत है इतना. So you start to understand your strength, weaknesses. You try to understand what are the traps in a particular set. That will give you guidance. That will give you, I'll say, enough wisdom to decide on sets. अभी देखो ना, 38 मिनट्स में आपका 2 मिनट और हैं ब्रीथ करने के लिए. 40 मिनट्स का आपका सेट है, 40 मिनट्स का आपका सेक्शन है. Now you see the difference here. As I was telling you, for 99.9 percentile, the number of questions are decreasing. 99.5 is half of the paper. आधा ही बनाना है, सही बनाना है. 2 sets complete is more than enough. I remember in 2022, I managed to solve 2 complete sets. That means 10 questions. 10 questions plus 1 extra question I managed to solve. 1 extra question I managed to solve in LRDI. My percentile here, my percentile in 2022 LRDI was 99.79. That is raw score. 33 marks, the raw score. Scaling was slightly above, maybe 1 or 2 marks more. Scaling, the scale score. So बेटा आधा section बनाना है और अच्छे से बनाना है. Now because it is a section based upon thinking. Commerce wale also manage to do well here if your thought process is systematic. This is given to me, this is given to me, this is given to me, this is being asked, so I have to do these 4 things to reach here. A lot of people who are studying for CA exams, they deal with large tables, so that helps you here. So if you are from a commerce background, don't be disheartened. Quant ke साथ में ये improve होगा, that is there, it is linked with quant. But if you are systematic in your approach, you have decided, you have seen ऐसा बनता है ये वाला set, you have solved 5-6 sets of that kind before CAT, exam में बनेगा. Lot of time people conduct seminars before CAT, one before CAT, where they teach you how to judge a set. मैं अभी सिखाऊंगा आपको how to judge a set. There are 3 categories. आपने जज कर लिया, अभी करना है इसको. आपने जज कर दिया, बाद में करना है इसको. और आपने जज कर दिया, हमसे तो नहीं आएगा, छोड़ दो इसको. So right now for LRDI, every time you read a set, see a set, you must be able to say अभी करने का है, बाद में करने का है, छोड़ देने का है. घर पे तो सॉल्व करोगे ही, बट विद दैट मेंटालिटी इन एग्जाम अगर डिफिकल्ट है, कुछ नहीं क्लिक किया, नेवर सीन, नेवर थॉट, छोड़ दो. You have seen similar set, you have solved similar set, 2-3 sets, 4-5 sets, अभी कभी कर लो. You have seen similar set, but थोड़ा नया दिख रहा है, बाद में करेंगे, लेकिन करेंगे. तो there are 3 categories, A, B and C. अभी कर लो, बाद में कर लो और छोड़ दो. Any doubts so far? पैनिक नहीं करना है. Try to have that in mind. कहाँ तक स्कोर चाहिए? Half of the paper solved, half the section solved, 99.5 clear है LRDI में. Any doubts so far? It's a introductory class. Introduction है आज. I'm simply trying to show you what kind of scores are there, what kind of scores are needed to achieve these percentiles. Very simple stuff. No rocket science. Half of the paper, if you manage to solve, 99.5 कहीं नहीं जाना. Chalo, building upon this. Chalo. So ABC categorization you should understand, you should try from today itself. जब भी क्वेश्चन मिले LRDI, जज इट. बिल्कुल लाइक मोहल्ले का होता है, रिलेटिव्स जो जज करते हैं वैसे जज करने का क्वेश्चन. सो दिस इज अ सेट फ्रॉम 2023. आई थिंक ये आफ्टरनून स्लॉट का है. दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल स्लॉट 2. आई विल जस्ट रीड इट. I'll tell you what is the complexity here. I have not taken questions here. I don't want to scare you guys. Abhi nahi karna hai. There is some place called as Oddsville. Has 5 firms. A, B, C, D, E. 5 firms. Kya khatarnak naam hai? A, B, C, D. That's it. Each of these firms was founded in some year and also closed down a few years later. So the existing year is given to you, when was the company started, and the closing year is given for some of them, and some closing year is not given. Missing data. So I have understood this so far. 5 companies, they started at a time, they closed at a time. Each firm raised 1 crore rupees in its first year and last year of existence. They are raising money. They are raising money. Raising money, that means probably taking from market or investors. So in the first and the last year, they raise 1 crore. The amount each firm raised every year increased until it reached a maximum and then decreased until the firm closed down. क्या बोल रहा है ये? So ये जो firm है A, it started in 2009, closed in 2016. So I will write down the name A. I'll read further, don't worry. Then I will have to work with these numbers 0, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. क्या बोला? In the first year they must raise how many crores? 1 crores. In the last year how much should they raise? They must raise 1 crore. तो 1 crore इसने raise कर लिया है. Now what is happening? No firm raised same amount of money in 2 consecutive years. Each annual increase or decrease was either 1 crore or 2 crore. अब हमें 21 crore बनाने हैं total. And between 2 years, there can be increase of 1, there can be increase of 2. Once it reaches maxima, where is the maxima? I do not know. Once it reaches a maxima, then it has to decrease. So can I say I basically want different numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want 8 numbers to add up to 21 crore. First they should increase, then they should decrease. It is all a matter of numbers. Now you will have to do that not only with A, but with B, with C, with D, with E. Do you see the total value is not known for B? They are hiding. Now what kind of questions were there? I'm not going to solve. I do not want you to solve. I don't want you to panic. What kind of questions were there? The questions were, what can be the maximum money raised by all the companies in 2013? First of all, there are many possibilities to create 21 using these numbers. Then there are many possibilities of creating 9 or 10 or 13 using these numbers. Question was, what is the maximum money raised in 2013 by all of them combined? So for every company, there will be 2, 2, 3, 3 possibilities. This is what CAD is doing. Now, is there any theory behind this? Maybe numbers plus minus karna you should know. There is no other theory. So people who are okay with numbers, let me try. Let us say मैंने 1 crore से बढ़ाया, 1 crore से बढ़ाया, 1 crore से बढ़ाया. Let us assume that is the peak. 2, 3, 4. Now I am getting, let us say, one more 5, and let us say I can decrease 2 or I can decrease 1. Up to me. What is the addition up to this point? The addition up to this point is 15 CR. Sub plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Now I must decrease. How much do I need? I need 6 crores now. So it can be 3, 2, 1. The decrease of 2. That is one of the possibilities. 15 crore plus 6 crores, 21 crores. I could peak earlier. I could say 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore, 5 crores. Then 4, 3, 2, 1. Playing with numbers. This is a set from 2023 known slot. धीरे धीरे develop होगा. A mentor like me would have to solve 2, 3 questions like this for you so that you could grasp this. One set. Are you guys able to understand this is a question based upon adding, subtracting numbers, distinct values. 21 crore बनाना है हमें, फिर 9 crore बनाना है, 10 crore बनाना है, 13 crore बनाना है, A, B, C, D, E के लिए. चलो. Now this is the kind of information that is there. I would categorize this as LR. थोड़ा सा calculation है. You can call it a mixed bag question. This was purely mixed bag. I will not call it DI. This is not DI. Data interpretation is 3-digit, 4-digit calculations or pure questions on calculations. This is thoda sa LR, thoda sa DI. It's a mixed bag. This also I'll say LR or mixed bag, not a DI question. What is happening? A, B and C. उनका नाम भी नहीं पढ़ता मैं. You also don't read. A, B and C. They went to an entertainment park that has 4 rides. Each ride lasts 1 hour and can accommodate 1 visitor at one point. How many rides are there? 4 rides are there. How long do you have to be on a ride? For 1 hour. All the rides begin at 9 a.m. and must complete by 5 p.m. Exception, ride 3. There is something called as ride 3. There is exception for which the last ride is at 1 p.m. ये 1 बजे गाड़ी बंद हो जाती है. 1 p.m. it closes down. The ride gate open every 30 minutes. Example, 10 a.m., 10:30 and so on. Whenever a ride gate opens, there is no visitor inside. The first visitor waiting in the queue buys the ticket. just before taking the ride. The ticket prices are 20, 50, 30, 40 for ride 1 to ride 4. So price bata raha hai how much money you have to spend respectively and so on so on. Each of the three visitors took at least one ride and did not necessarily take all rides. None of them took same ride more than once. एक ही बार जाओगे राइड में, दोबारा you cannot. तो ऐसा सी व्हेन आई एम रीडिंग आई एम क्रिएटिंग दैट एनालिसिस, एक ही बार एक राइड में एक पर्सन जाएगा. द मोमेंट टाइम फ्रॉम वन राइड टू अनदर राइड इज नेग्लिजिबल. सो यहां से निकल के इधर गए, डज नॉट मैटर. None of them took same ride more than once and so on, so on, so on. A visitor leaves the ride immediately after no one takes the break park unless mentioned explicitly. Following is also known. Chitra never waited in the queue and completed her visit by 11 a.m. चित्रा का 11 बजे कंप्लीट भी हो गया विजिट. आफ्टर स्पेंडिंग ₹50 टू पे 40. हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल? क्या वो दोनों राइड ले रही है, क्या वो एक ले रही है? देयर आर कंडीशंस. हर आधे घंटे में गेट ओपन होगा, द राइड्स विल स्टार्ट एट 9. तो ये सब सोचना है वहां पे आपको. अंजलि took ride 1 at 11 a.m. after waiting for 30 minutes for Chitra. चित्रा कितना खर्चा कर रही है? 50 रुपए. और उसके लिए कौन वेट कर रहा है? अंजलि इज वेटिंग. दैट मीन्स चित्रा वॉज ऑलरेडी इन राइड 1. सो चित्रा ने कौन से राइड किए होंगे? 1 एज वेल एज 2. ऐसा उनके बैक टू बैक राइड्स थे. इसका मतलब है चित्रा ने राइड 1 बाद में करी है, राइड 2 पहले करी है. Are you able to reach similar conclusions as me, as I? आपको कंक्लूजन समझा ये वाला? The one that I just said. Chitra. No, my network is fine. I can just click on this. ये तो मेरे में एक लाल बत्ती आती है ऊपर में. This software gives me a red light, the warning. Mine is right now at 2 Mbps. Video transmitting. ऑडियो में लगता नहीं ज्यादा है. ऑडियो इज अराउंड 100 kbps. Others, are you guys facing a problem with audio or video? Confirm. अभी चला गया है और चला गया था. Okay. But did you understand the conclusion that I reached? 50 रुपए खर्चा कर रहे हैं. 50 रुपए the person is spending. So either only ride 2 पे गए होंगे और ride 1-3 पे गए होंगे. Now Anjali at 11 o'clock was waiting outside ride 1. मतलब चित्रा ने ride 2, ride 3 और ride 1 लिया होगा. And in that also ride 3 पहले लिया होगा. This I will say LR. This I will say reasoning. आपको केवल numbers पे और values पे खेलना है. If you want to call it quant based reasoning, nothing wrong with it. So I'm basically saying you cannot categorize a particular set की purely LR है और purely DI है. So because of such complexity, cutoffs कम जा रहे हैं. That is why people are solving less and less questions. So while I was speaking, while I was reading, I was able to reach some conclusions. If I'm able to understand 60% of the set, 50% of the set while reading, ये बन जाएगा आपसे. I'm reading at a good speed. I'm maybe reading and maybe writing down 1 or 2 numbers in between. If you are able to understand 50-60% of the set while reading, आपसे बन जाएगा. Practice चाहिए, अभी मैं करवाऊंगा आपसे practice, don't worry. So you are able to keep up with the 2 sets given. There was one set on mean median mode. It was fairly easy. मैंने थोड़े अच्छे वाले सेट लिए हैं आपको दिखाने के लिए. 2023 afternoon slot. Good. So we started from where? We started first. I tried to show you exam pattern. On the right side, questions are like this. They are mixture of LR and DI. Then I showed you relation between percentile. These are scaled scores, percentile and scores. कम क्वेश्चंस बनाओ बट एक्यूरेटली बनाओ. सो इफ आई थिंक मेरे को 2 ही सेट बनाने हैं तो मेरे पास 20 मिनट्स हैं. आई स्पेंड 5 मिनट्स, 6 मिनट्स, 8 मिनट्स ऑन जजिंग, तो भी 32 मिनट्स है. 16, 18 मिनट्स पर सेट आपके पास अभी भी है. इट इज अ गुड अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम. देन आई शोड यू 2 सेट्स पढ़ के ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन. जब एक्चुअल क्वेश्चन आएंगे वील सी. तो नाउ लेट अस सॉल्व सम सेट्स. What I will do is, you take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this. Take a photo of this. आपको एप्लीकेशन अलाउ नहीं करेगा स्क्रीनशॉट. या चलो साथ में बनाते हैं. Let us solve it together. साथ में बनाते हैं. एप्लीकेशन इज रिस्ट्रिक्टिव, वो आपको आई थिंक स्क्रीनशॉट नहीं लेने देगा. चलो साथ में बनाते हैं. गिव मी अ सेकंड. सो आई हैव क्यूरेटेड फॉर यू, आई हैव क्रिएटेड फॉर यू परसेंटेज कैलकुलेशन, छोटा मोटा मैक्सिमा मिनिमा, एवरेज कैलकुलेशन, बेसिक. इट्स अ इंट्रोडक्शन टू LRDI. So how do I judge a particular set in the exam? How should you judge the set now at the stage? Is it A, is it B, or is it C? So read from the first word till the last option. Habit डालना है इसका. Directions for questions 1 to 6. Answer the questions on the basis of information given below. तो नीचे information दिए, बाहर से assume नहीं करना. Following table gives sales figure for different MBA classes in India from year 2010-11 to 2015-16. All figures are in crores. These are all crores. ऐसा मान लेते हैं MBA coaching classes का है. These are in crores. SMI, Rota, Unclass, Rocket, समय, some अजीब से नाम. Who knows? So now question start. I notice 4 digit के number है. I notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 numbers for every coaching, 6 numbers for every player. What is the question? During the period given above, which company recorded maximum increase in sales between 2 consecutive years? देखेंगे. In year 2011-12, the share of unclass was how much out of total sales of all companies? According to the given data, which company has recorded highest percentage increase in sales between any 2 consecutive years? ये same question होगा ना, any 2 consecutive years. So इसे ना change करके we'll come back to this. ये दोनों क्वेश्चन सेम हो गए. वो एडिटिंग करते करते क्रिएट करते सेम हो गए. We'll edit this, don't worry. What is the approximate average annual growth rate of समय from year to year? So I'll teach you what that is. So you see, none of these questions contains NOT. None of these questions contain CBD. All of the table is filled. Data is not missing. So these are pure calculation based questions. These are the questions we say अभी कर लो. आपने पढ़ लिया, बना लो अभी के अभी. डोंट स्किप इट, बाद में नहीं करना, अभी कर लो. These are easy questions. None of these नहीं है, CBD नहीं है, प्योर कैलकुलेशन है, इंक्रीज, डिक्रीज, परसेंटेज एंड सो ऑन. सो अभी के अभी कर लो. डोंट वेट फॉर द एंड. I'll twist these questions. I will be covering a lot of theory. For every question there is something new. So I'll be covering theory on the spot. So right now let us say during the given period is maximum increase in sales. इसको कट कर दो. During the given period, which company has shown maximum increase in sales? That's it. इसको भी ना increase जगह growth कर दो. Which company has shown maximum growth in sales? चलो बनाओ. Try. You have 2 minutes. Which company has shown maximum growth in sales? Banao. Bring out your calculators. Start. When you say over the period, means first and last. Over the given period. If I tell you India ka capital from 2010 to 2015, and if I ask you growth over the period, तो first and last के बीच में लिया जाएगा. During the given period, during the entire given period, which company recorded maximum growth in sales? These are all in crores. Maximum growth in sales. Nee beta, the question is complete. In the given period, find the maximum growth in sales. That's enough. कौन सा पीरियड है? 2010-11, 2010-11 to 15-16 में मैक्सिमम ग्रोथ किसका है? I will also need to use the calculator. No, use a calculator. Use the on-screen calculator. बिल्कुल दिमाग नहीं लगाना है. Now, what I want you guys to learn is, here the word used is growth. Growth by default means percentage, which has shown maximum percentage increase. How do we calculate percentage increase? Final value minus initial value upon initial value into 100 is how we calculate. Rocket by observing. So I want you guys to apply a different thought process here. Yes, by observing. Even if they are close, थोड़ा भी screen पे ध्यान देंगे आप लोग. Focus on the screen. Stop calculating in this manner. For percentage growth, you start simply dividing these numbers. Divide them. See, I'm looking at SMI. I'm looking at SMI. What is the final value? SMI. The final value is 9810. Initial value is 6748. So all I will do for you is I will divide. Observe, I'm just using the calculator. 9810 divided by 6748. What I have here is 1.45. 1.453. लिख लो, not a problem, लिख लो. If I look at rota, what is the final value? 6959. 6959 divided by 4078. 6959 divided by 4078. The value is 1.706. Now, which part does seem more? Does this seem more or does this seem more? Because the ratio is more, the percentage will be more by default. So in such questions, stop calculating percentage. आपसे percentage नहीं मांगा है, more या less मांगा है. Don't calculate percentage even if there's a requirement. अगर जरूरत है तो भी don't calculate percentages. Calculate ratio. जिसका ratio ज्यादा, whichever has higher ratio, उसका percentage ज्यादा. What is the exact percentage increase? Rota, it is 70.6% increase. What is the SMI percentage increase? 45.3% increase. That's it. You want for unclasses, देखो unclasses तो option में भी नहीं है, but if you want that, if you wanted that, divide 8013 by 4190. कौन सा? Unclasses. सीधा use a calculator. 8013 divided by 4190. How much do we have? We have 1.9124. So which is more? Is SMI more, Rota more, or unclasses more? Unclasses is highest so far. Up to this point, this is the highest. So I want you to write this part down. Percentage increase or percentage change is basically final value upon initial value. Don't calculate percentage. कितना increase है? 91.2% increase. Write down the approach. The question is very easy. The question is very simple. So for the variation I have given you, the change that I have given you, highest one is rocket, because you see from here 22 to 90, it is more than 4 times. For rocket, it is more than 4 times. So 300% increase hai. Is the ratio approach clear to everyone? Comment on the ratio approach. Is it clear to everyone? मैंने कहा था theory साथ में कराएंगे. That is the theory. चलो. Take the ratio between final and initial value. Your job is done. Now let us try to solve the question in its original form. I modified it to give it to you. I modified the problem to give it to you. What is the original form? Which of these has shown maximum increase in sales between any 2 consecutive years? Start. Between any 2 consecutive years, which of these companies has shown maximum increase in sales? Any 2 consecutive years. That means for SMI, you have to calculate here, 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 here. So for every company, you have to find 5 increases. 5 increase for SMI, 5 increase for Rota, 5 increase for unclasses, 5 increase for rocket, 5 increase for Samay. And out of these, which one is maximum? It's a plus minus question. One thing is good, unclasses is not even among the options. This is not even in answer options. तो ये नहीं चेक करना है, आपका थोड़ा एफर्ट बच गया. Go on, create a strategy for this. Create a thought process for this. Is it rocket? Now again, I want you guys to develop thought. Suno. You focus only on, see how fast can this be done. I want you to learn these thought processes. Question में कुछ नहीं रखा है. Don't worry about the question. So let me change the pen of the color of the pen. See. Slow down. Don't focus on the complete number. Focus only on the first two places. Those are called significant digits. Unclasses, don't be bothered. So I notice roughly 11 ka increase. 78 to 87, the increase is 9. Does not matter. Maximum is 11 so far. Do you see a decrease? Forget that. What is the increase from 80 to 92? 12 ka increase is there. What is the increase? 6. So can I say for SMI the increase is 12? हो सकता है 1199 हो सकता है 1180 हो सकता है 1210 I am only focusing on the first two parts, first two integers. Now what I will do is I will not subtract, I will add. Can I add 12 to this? The addition of 12 makes it 52. नहीं है ना? The addition of 12 makes it 54. 54 से ज़्यादा है. So I will focus on this. How much more does this look like to you? This looks like to me like 23 more. Is there 23 more? No. Is there 23 more? Is there 23 more? No. Now you add 23. Is there 23 more? 45 बनना चाहिए. Is there 23 more? 23 more. Is there 23 more? 20 more. Is there 23 more? Yes. From 62 to 90, there is 28 more. That looks like highest. Is there 28 more? No. That is 3 more. That is 11 more. That is 4 more. So highest is 28. Which one? Rocket. You don't have to actually add, subtract. You actually don't have to do that. Here the question was increase. My question earlier was growth. Growth is a percentage. Increase is plus minus. So maximum increase is in rocket. Rocket. Where is the maximum increase? Between the last 2 years. Is the answer clear? Did you understand? Let us say there was one more answer option which was 27. 27. Now I will go for the exact calculation. Abhi 28 के आसपास there is no other value. Don't be bothered. समझाइए अपने को. Did we understand this part? Maximum increase. Increase is value, not percentage. ये खेल खेलते हैं cat वाले. They make a small change. Try this. Calculator. In 2011-12, the share of unclass was how much out of total sales of all companies? Use a calculator. Nothing wrong with it. Now answer options are very close. इनमें कितना gap है? 0.5%. What is the gap here? 0.8. Answers are very close. तो अच्छे से use करना है calculator. Don't approximate. So you need to focus on this year. What do you want? Unclasses. एक image बनना चाहिए mind में. The value of unclasses in the numerator. What will be denominator? Addition of all of them. ये screen पे होगा ना? It will be on screen. Use calculator. वहीं पे add कर दो. Add these numbers. Put them here. Make it 100 times. कोई rocket science नहीं है. Vertical addition. You might want or you might feel sir manually कर लेता हूँ. क्यों करना है ना calculator? ऑप्शन कितने क्लोज है? वाई टेक चांसेस 3 नंबर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. Did I tell you guys between 100 percentile and me there was a gap of 2.4 marks? महंगा पड़ेगा. 3 नंबर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. कमेंट आंसर्स. यूज अ कैलकुलेटर. परफेक्टली फाइन. मैं भी करता हूं. देखो यूज अ कैलकुलेटर. 7831 plus 4241 plus 6167 plus 3021 plus 5649. So the value is 2626909. अभी इसको इन्वर्स करना है टोटल और इसमें लगाना है 6167. Precise value is 22.91%. No rocket science, no rocket science, absolute basic. Now the only problem is in cat you will have to move a mouse. Mouse move कर करके एक बार click करना पड़ेगा. You have to click. So observe, you have to click 4 4 4 4 4 20 times. You have to click. फिर उसके बीच में क्या क्या आएगा? प्लस 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 प्लस. So 4 plus signs, then equal to sign, result आएगा. Then you have to write down the result on a piece of paper. Then type this again 4 clicks. Then press divide. So maybe you'll have to click the mouse 28 to 30 times just to answer this. मूव कर कर क्लिक करना होता है. इट इज अ सॉफ्टवेयर बेस्ड कैलकुलेटर. यहाँ पर बटन होता है, उसे ओपन करते ही a calculator will open up. What are the operators in the calculator? Plus, minus, multiply, divide. 1 upon x is there, x square and root over x is there. बाकी जो वो मेमोरी कैलकुलेशन वाले mr m plus होते हैं वो भी रहते हैं वहां पे. So in terms of operators, you have a square, you have a square root, you have 1 upon. और कोई ऑपरेटर नहीं रहेगा वहां पे. It's a basic calculator, not a scientific one. Next problem. Try. How is this difference now? How is this different from the earlier one? Go on. In this, you should perform half of the calculation here and half of the calculation on the mouse. Abhi percentage increase we need. We need highest percentage increase between any 2 consecutive years. So I will have a calculator on the screen. I will be performing this mental calculation. From here, please observe, from here to here, there's an increase of 11. So in the calculator, I will type 11 upon 67. Nahi bhi karna hai, leave it there. Leave it there. There is an increase of 9 numbers upon 78. Do you see the numerator is decreasing, denominator is increasing? ये छोटा हो जाएगा ना. Less numerator, 11 से कम है. There is a decrease, don't bother, सोचना भी नहीं. There is an increase. How much increase? 12 upon 80. There is an increase 6 upon 96. फालतू है ना. So use a calculator now. इनको divide कर लो and keep them aside. I'll also fire up the calculator. 11 divided by 67. This is 0.164. पूरा डिवाइड नहीं करना, इंक्रीज डिक्रीज कर रहे हैं. 12 divided by 80 is 0.15. तो 0.16 is the highest value for SMI. देखते हैं. Now for rota, there's an increase of 2 on 40. What is the increase here? What is the increase? Increase is 23 by 42. 23 divided by 42. That is 54% increase. Now hold your pen. Hold your pen. मेरे को 50% से भी ज्यादा इंक्रीज मिल गया. इसका आधा कितना होता है? 32. 50% इज आधा. डू यू सी 32 का इंक्रीज? डू यू सी 35 का इंक्रीज? फॉरगेट दिस. मेरे को एक इंक्रीज मिल गया 50% इंक्रीज. वेयर इन रोटा 50% इंक्रीज. नाउ आई विल यूज इट एज अ बेस लाइन. अनक्लास तो ऑप्शन में भी नहीं है ना. नहीं जाना, मेरा काम नहीं उसको चेक करना. व्हाट इज हाफ ऑफ 22? 11. है क्या 11 का इंक्रीज? हाफ चेक करूंगा मैं. व्हाट इज हाफ ऑफ 50? हाफ ऑफ 30? 15. है क्या इंक्रीज? व्हाट इज हाफ ऑफ दिस? 16. 16 के आसपास. 16 का इंक्रीज है क्या? व्हाट इज हाफ ऑफ दिस? 21. हाफ ऑफ दिस इज 21. 21 का इंक्रीज है क्या? What is half of this? What is half of this? 31. है क्या 31 का इंक्रीज? एक बार आपने हाफ पकड़ लिया, 50%. देखो आप, What is half of this? 19 का इंक्रीज है क्या? No. It's 18 का इंक्रीज. फिर तो आसपास भी नहीं है. तो who wins? Rota wins. See, first I started with all मेहनत. I found out numerators, I compared denominators for SMI. ऐसा शुरू में मेहनत लगेगा. Then once I reached rota, मेरे को यहाँ पर दिख गया हाफ का इंक्रीज है. तो हाफ is a very large number. I am testing everything against half. I'll rewrite again. Let us talk about rocket. 22 is the number, 30 is the number. Half is 11. नहीं दिख रहा 11 का इंक्रीज. Half of this is 15. Number is 33. कहाँ है हाफ का इंक्रीज? 42. इसका हाफ is 16. दिख रहा है क्या आपको 16 का इंक्रीज? No. Half of this is 21. अब थोड़ा क्लोज है. 21. Half of this is 21. The number is 62. In fact, rocket और rota I will be very careful with. रॉकेट एंड रोटा. बट ये कितना 54% है, और ज्यादा है 50 से. ये 50% से भी कम दिख रहा है. बढ़ जाओ आगे. अभी समझा हाउ टू grasp these things, how to look for these patterns. This will help you in developing your thinking for all kinds of questions. Number based reasoning, normal reasoning, pure DI. This is a pure DI set, pure calculation. Is the reasoning clear to you? Is the solution clear to you? Everyone confirm? So we could go to the next question. I had to teach you guys the growth wala part as ratio. I modified the question. I gave you a new question. Others confirm. Is this clear? Shall we go to the next problem? Chalo. Try this. What is the average annual growth rate? Average annual growth rate. So first thing, what is growth rate? Growth rate is final value minus initial value upon initial value into 100. It is called the growth rate. The average annual means divided by number of years passing. Number of years passing. Number of years passing. ऐसा. Now again, there are two ways to write this. See, what have I written? What I have written for you is a year range. 2010 to 2011. 11 to 12. Sometimes how do you have the data? I'll rewrite this. There is data for 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. These are annual figures. These are annual figures. Now, in this formation, in this formation, the number of years are different. ये सीखना है आपको. 1 year passing, 2 year passing, 3 year passing, 4 year passing, and 5 year passing. In this format, you will find out growth rate divided by 5. That is average annual growth rate. In the above format, this is itself 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year passing. So in the above format, your answer would be growth rate divided by 6. In this format, it is growth rate. How to keep that in mind? What is the difference between first and the last year? What is the difference? Difference is 5. That is the denominator. What is the difference between the first year and the last year? 6. That is the denominator. ये समझे क्या? How to work with growth rate? Growth rate upon number of years passing. I want you to copy down both examples. In the lower one, there are 5 years passing. In the above one, in the upper one, there are 6 years passing. Now answer. Now give me an answer. For समय, we want growth rate. Now, I want you guys to combine these methods with the shortcuts that you have learned. What I will do is to actually find the growth rate. I am not going to perform differences. I'll open up my calculator. I will divide 7648 divided by 3821. The ratio, see, understand, the ratio is 2.001. That means the number is 200%. 200% means growth rate is 100%. This is what the ratio of final value upon initial value. Fastest tricks. So growth rate is 100. To achieve this growth rate, how many years did we take? 6 years. 100 by 6 is 16.66%. There are 6 years, yes. First value minus the last value. 16 minus 2010. So 16.6, answer option is A. 16.66, 16.67, the answer option is A. Division check करो बेटा एक बार. Look at the division. समय की बात कर रहे हैं ना? समय, yes. First value 3821, last value 764. दिख रहा है, डबल है. 36, 76, 21, 48, डबल है सीधा. So growth is 100%. 100% divided by the number of years passing. Number of years passing, 6 years. 5 से मत डिवाइड करना, गलत हो जाएगा. B is the wrong answer. Don't divide 100 by 5. This is an introductory lecture, so I'm basically trying to show you everything in terms of basic calculations. We'll have couple of sessions on calculation based DI, couple of sessions on graph based DI, and once we start having LRDI mix sessions or LRDI bonus sessions, तो आपका लेवल वहां से बढ़ेगा. Confirmation from everyone. Is the answer and solution clear to you? Confirmation, guys. Good. Chalo. Try this. By current standards, I will say this is somewhat cat-like. थोड़ा घुमाते फिराते हैं language, थोड़ा घुमाते इधर से उधर. Try this. Go on. Whenever you see a very long question, you are finding it difficult to understand, break it down. In 2016-17, the total sales of Rocket increased by 25% over the total sales of 2015-16. रोक दो. Stop it here. Stop it here. You'll analyze this, you'll solve this. By what percentage should the sales of Samay increase from 2015-16 to 2016-17 so that the sales of Rocket in 16-17 becomes equal to sales of Samay in 16-17? So we break it down in smaller parts. Where is the question? The question is Samay should increase how much? How much should Samay increase if the sales are equal for both in the year 16-17? Give it a shot. Try करके देखो. Larger problem, 5 lines, 6 lines, is very common in CAT. In quant also. LRDA तो है ही है. You break it down to smaller parts. It will start to make more sense. Comment answers. I can only see one answer that has been shared. बाकी लोग क्यों नहीं बना रहे हैं? यूज कैलकुलेटर्स क्यों दिया एग्जाम में? वाई आर द कैलकुलेटर्स देयर? आपके लिए यूज करने के लिए है, यहाँ पे हीरो नहीं बनना है। यूज कैलकुलेटर्स। सुनो, द लास्ट ईयर इन दिस टेबल इज दिस, the information is about rocket. If you want to find out rocket ka value in 1617, what you need is 25 percentages more. How do you increase 25 percentage? याद है आप लोगों को? We multiply 5 upon 4 to increase 25 percentage. What is the value of rocket? This is the value of rocket. Use a calculator. मल्टीप्लाई करना है कर दो, नहीं करना अभी रुक जाओ रुक जाओ. Now when I read further, it says this value of rocket and this value for Samay is same. In the year 2016-17, 2016-17, sales of Samay and rocket are equal. So I'm simply saying this is also I'll write it here. This is also 16-17 sale of Samay. 5 by 4, 9038. What is your question? Now see, I'm going to merge quant with DI. The question is, what is the growth? What is the growth in the sales of Samay from the previous year? What was the sale of Samay previous year? What was the sale of Samay in 15-16? It was equal to 7648. Can I say this is supposed to show something like this? There is going to be a growth here. There is going to be a growth here. I'm calling that growth K. Now bring out your calculators. K is equal to 5 into 9038 divided by 4 into 7648. Wait for the last step to perform the calculation. अभी निकालो ना अपना calculator. See, I did not perform the calculation earlier. अब करेंगे. 5 into 9038. ये स्क्रीन पे रहेगा. Don't do anything. Now you press divide. स्क्रीन पे रहने दो. Divide by 4. अब उसको भी you again divide, equal दबाने के बाद you again divide by 7648. What we are getting here is this is 1.4771. What is the growth? इसको 100 times करते हैं. Remember, recall that quant lecture we have done. Percentage movement decimal. Speed max 3 में भी करवाया था आपको मैंने. So इसको 100 times अगर आप कर दोगे, decimal को 100 times कर दोगे, the growth rate for Samay is 47.71. This is your answer, guys. See how neat those calculations are. Jabarasti kyun? Why do you want to multiply, divide in the beginning? Hold it, keep it there. So I'll repeat the whole solution again. फिर से एक बार पढ़ते हैं. So rocket का sales increased by 25%. How do we raise 25%? 5 by 4. 5 by 4 into 9038. Leave it there. That sale is equal to Samay. समय में कितना ग्रोथ है is the question. So previous year this was the sale of Samay. How much is the growth? ये तो है ना, growth ये बताएगा ना मेरे को. growth factor is K. Like 25% growth factor is 5 by 4. तो K कितना है? समय का 15-16 is 7648. उसमें growth लगेगा, it will become equal to rocket. So K निकालना था 47.71%. See, option C. Don't panic by seeing 4-digit numbers. अरे कैलकुलेटर है ना बाबा, हो जाएगा. Plus this is our first lecture of LRDI. Confirmations on done. Everyone confirm. जिनका गलत आंसर आया है, परफॉर्म द करेक्शन। सॉल्यूशन को फिर से एक बार लिख लो। आई विल बी शेयरिंग दिस पीडीएफ विथ यू, द सॉल्यूशन वन, डोंट वरी। One more problem. Try. Try. All these numbers will be on the screen. You should not and must not copy the table. 6 क्वेश्चन से कितना टेबल कॉपी करोगे? Don't copy the entire table. Makes zero sense. If I am in a hurry, let us say I feel there is one more set which I felt was on the easier side, I probably will not solve this in the exam, क्योंकि मेरे को ये देखना है how many times a company has more than 10% increase, and exact 10% भी हो सकता है और थोड़ा 9.8 भी हो सकता है, तो I'll get a wrong answer. If there is another set, because I'm going to calculate percentage increase 20 times in the table, 15 times in the table, I'll go and solve something else. If this is one of the questions in the set I am solving, मेरे पास अभी 15 मिनट और है, one more set is there, I can solve, I'll go for it, I'll skip the problem. पूरा सेट करने का एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स नहीं मिलता है, यू गेट पॉइंट्स एज पर द क्वेश्चन, कितना बनाया आपने. सो टेक 2 minutes, सॉल्व, टेक 3 minutes, गिव इट अ ट्राई. Let us look at your answers. Yeah, answers. Is the audio working now? All right. So see, how can we approach this systematically? We have to find out 10%, and if I say I have a number, only AB, number is AB, the number is 100% of itself, so 10% will be A dot B. 10 percentage will be A dot B. So I have to find out. See, I'm only focusing again on two parts, first two parts. This is 67. 10% is 6.7. उससे ज़्यादा increase है ना, I'm happy. 10 percentage is 7.8. 7.8. Increase ज़्यादा है ना, I'm happy. ज़्यादा चाहिए, 10% above चाहिए. उसके पास होगा तो I'll exactly calculate. 10 percentage is 8.7. अरे नंबर तो नीचे गिर रहा है. Forget this. 10 percentage is 8. है क्या 8 का इंक्रीज? 12 का है. Yes, consider that. 10 percentage is 9.2. है क्या 9.2? नहीं है. तो how many ticks do you count? 3. So there are three cases where SMI has shown 10% or more increase. हमें more चाहिए, 10% भी नहीं चाहिए, 10% से more चाहिए. So what is 10% of this number? 4. है क्या 4 का increase? No. What is 10% of this? 4.2. उससे तो बहुत ज्यादा increase है ना? Check. What is 10%? 6.5. लेकिन यहाँ तो 5 का increase है, ये count नहीं होगा. 10% is 7. 7 का increase है क्या? No. अब तो number गिर रहा है. So how many cases do I have? How many instances do I have for rota? Only one instance. So here 10% is 4.1. 4.1 से तो बहुत ज़्यादा increase है. Check. 10% is 6.1. है क्या? No. 10% is 6.3. देखो लग रहा है ना 6.3 आसपास में, तो be very careful. लिख के कर लो. 6968 6329 करो इनको माइनस. So this is 9, this is 5, this is 3, this is 6. What is the 10% value of this? 10% is 632.9. उससे ज्यादा है ना, उससे ज्यादा है ये. So yes, ये भी count होगा. There will be a tick here. ये भी count होगा. Then these numbers are same. Now 69, 10% is 6.9. तो बहुत ज्यादा है. So how many ticks do you see? 1, 2 and 3. What is this? Unclasses. Unclasses has 3 cases, 3 instances. What is 10% here? What is 10%? 2.2. उससे काफी बड़ा increase है. 10% is 3. 3 का increase है क्या? They are very close. थोड़ा ध्यान से. I will write it down for you. What are the numbers? 3326. What are the numbers? 3021. What is the increase? 503. What is the 10% value? 10% value is 302.1. This is 10%. Is this more than that 10%? Yes. You should consider this. You should consider this. Here also 10% is 3.3. 99 का increase है. 10% is 4.2. बहुत increase है. Yes. 10% is 6.2. 28 का increase है. Yes. How many ticks? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There are 5 ticks to be precise. Last one. 10% is 3.8. यहाँ तो 18 का increase है. Yes. 10% is 5.6. 5.6. 2 का increase है. Not working. 10% is 5.8. 5.8 should make it 63. 63 या तो 3 का gap है. Not possible. 10% is 6.1. दिख रहा है 11 का gap है. Yes. 10% is 7.2. Increase is only 4. So how many ticks? Only 1. What is the answer? 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 6. 13. Now see, when they are very close, when you are under doubt 10% है कि नहीं. देखो, I was under doubt, I was in doubt twice. तो you have to do exact calculations. ये बेटा 10% से ज्यादा है ना in both cases. In both cases that is more than 10%. Last में there are two ticks. Last में there are two ticks. Two cases. The answer is not 13. The answer is 14. Last one there are two cases. Yes. Two instances of 10% or more increase. Can I say in exam it makes no sense कि आप हर किसी को divide करोगे चार नंबरों को? No. So you focus on the first two parts and the first two parts. 10% is 6.7. उससे ज़्यादा है क्या? That's it. If the value is very close, I will actually go on and calculate the exact increase or decrease. Otherwise, tension लेना है. 31352. 333, that is 9 plus 5, 14. Yes. 14 cases are there. Comment, is this clear? Good. So now I have for you a set taken from maybe 2021. I don't remember. Read the information. Read the information. Look at the information. And then we'll solve one by one. For questions 7 to 10, 𝒉𝒕𝒕𝒑𝒔𝒕𝒂𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒎 was required to supply pizzas to 3 different parties. The total number of pizzas it had to deliver was 800. 70% of which were delivered to party 3. The rest were equally divided between party 1 and party 2. Pizzas could be thin crust, deep dish variety, and can come either in the normal crust or extra cheese versions. So there are two options, thin crust or deep dish. Within thin crust, you can have normal cheese, extra cheese. Within deep dish, you can have extra cheese and normal cheese. Hence, there are 4 pizzas. Thin crust, normal cheese, thin crust, extra cheese, deep dish, normal cheese, deep dish, extra cheese. 4 pizzas are there. Partial information about the proportions of these pizzas is given. Listen to this. This is the set from 2021. If I'm not mistaken, I think third slot. I think so. Or 2020, third slot. This is pure DI. This is pure DI, pure data interpretation. You have been given some number of pizzas, then 70% go to party 1. So when you read this, when you look at these questions, how many thin crust pizzas were given to party 3? How many normal cheese pizzas were given? If for party 2, 50% was normal cheese and so on, so on, so on. If there's a if there, if suppose that the price of this was 3/5 and so on, so on, some information. Do you see all the answer options are definite? None of these is not there. CBD is not there. CBD means cannot be determined. CBD means cannot be solved. It is not there. Furthermore, did you see anywhere the language of maxima or minima? What can be the maximum number? What can be the minimum number? how many possibilities are there? No. These type of options and questions make a set difficult. These are all standard questions. बिल्कुल exact value की बात कर रहे हैं. Exact question has been framed. ये बता ढूंढ के मेरे को, ये निकाल के दिखा. फिर आखिरी में थोड़ा बहुत दिख रहा है कि some new hint has been given about the price. ऊपर प्राइस के बारे में कोई बात नहीं, वो ओनली क्वांटिटीज हैज बीन डिस्कस्ड. नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट प्राइसेस. तो ये एक थोड़ा सा नया पार्ट है. अदरवाइज दिस लुक्स लाइक अ मैनेजेबल सेट. इसको अभी कर दो, इसको बाद में के लिए मत रखो, इसको छोड़ना नहीं है, बना दो. इट्स अ प्योर कैलकुलेशन बेस्ड सेट. सो व्हाट आई विल डू इज so this is the information given to us. This is the table given to us. So I will, while solving, I'll keep these columns. I'll think क्या क्या चाहिए. पार्टी 1 2 3 है, उसमें टोटल गेस्ट कितने हैं? थिन क्रस्ट, डीप डिश, नॉर्मल क्रस्ट, एक्स्ट्रा क्रस्ट और एक्स्ट्रा चीज एंड टोटल. ऐसा प्ले अराउंड करना. यू हैव टू क्रिएट दिस काइंड ऑफ टेबल in your rough work so you could solve these questions. So I'll give you 4-5 minutes. Go on. जितना हो सके कंप्लीट करो. as much as possible complete this table. Information is there, table is there on the top. ये स्क्रीन पे रहेगा. This will be on the screen. This must be on your rough paper. So go on, solve. Put in numbers there. Numbers डालो टेबल में. If you need to use calculators, it is perfectly fine. जितना ये टेबल फिल होगा आपसे, don't assume anything randomly or from outside. Think methodical. पूरा टेबल बन जाएगा आपसे. These are fractions out of total. कहीं भी करो कैलकुलेटर, टोटली अप टू यू गाइस. थोड़ा बटन प्रेस करना पड़ता है यूजिंग अ माउस, दैट स्लोज अस डाउन, अदरवाइज चलता है. नहीं, वो आप लोग सोचो. The comment, I can read your comment, but you think what is missing there? What mistake might you have made? क्या मिस्टेक हो सकती है जो आपने करी हो इसमें? क्या मिस्टेक हो सकती है आपसे? See, when we talked about pizzas, we said there are two varieties. One is thin crust, one is deep dish. So if thin crust is 0.6, deep dish has to be 0.4. ये 60% तो ये 40% है, तो ऑप्शन 2 है. Now another variation is normal cheese and extra cheese. Basically I am saying ये दोनों मिला के should be 100% and these two combined should be 100%. So you are not able to understand information कैसा दिया. I will read that part again for you. The pizzas could be this or this. ये दोनों 100% होना चाहिए. And within that there is a variety. Within that there is the option normal cheese or extra cheese. ये दोनों भी 100% होना चाहिए मिला के. So we'll start from here. How many people are there in the party? 1, 2, 3 combined. There are 800 people. So 70% are delivered to party 3. What is 70% of this? 560. And party 1 and party 2 are equally divided. So when you take away 70%, remaining is 30%. What is 30%? 240. 240 goes equally as 120, 120. आपको डर लग रहा है कैलकुलेशन? यूज अ कैलकुलेटर. Being correct is more important than satisfying your ego. Now I get a number that in party 1, 60% ordered thin crust. So what is 60% of this? 60% is 72. 72 people have ordered thin crust. So what is the remaining? 48. They will order deep dish. There are two main categories, thin crust and deep dish. उसके अंदर में और दो हैं सब में. Now what is 0.55? 55%. So can I say 50% of this number is 60? 50% is 60. Another 5% is 6. So that is 66. अब ये ऊपर से नीचे 6 नंबर कम हुआ तो ये बाजू वाला 6 नंबर बढ़ जाएगा. Basic. Now I will use a calculator, and what I will do is I will multiply this. I will multiply this with this. निकालो कैलकुलेटर. वैसे इजीली दिख रहा है. That is 37.5%. अगर आपको आता है 37.5% is 3/8. इसमें अगर आपने 3/8 लगा दिया, 3/8, so this will become 300. This will become 500. So you see vertically there are 4 numbers, 72, 66, then a blank, then 300. So इन सबको माइनस कर दो इसमें से. What is 72 and 66? That is 138. 138 को माइनस कर दो. This is 2. और ऐसा देखो 138 में 2 ऐड करेंगे तो 140, फिर 160 और चाहिए. That is 162. प्लस माइनस ही तो है, क्या ही रखा है इसमें. Don't make mistakes. Use a calculator if you are not very sure about this. उल्टा करो. चलो 70 माइनस कर दो 230, 60 माइनस कर दो 170, 170 में से 8 माइनस कर दो 162. ऐसा एक ही करके करो. This is यही कर देते हैं माइनस. This is how much? This is, ये ऐसा भी कर सकते हो. इसको यहां से माइनस कर दो. अभी Do you see 160 माइनस करा तो 400, 2 और माइनस कर दिया, so 398. So I have used everything in the first column. सब निचोड़ दिया आपने, सब नींबू की तरह निचोड़ दिया. I have used everything from the first column. अब चलते हैं बाजू में. What is this? 0.3. What is 0.3 of this? What is 0.3 of 120? 0.3 means 30%. 30% is 36. तो बाजू में कितना होगा? 84 प्लस माइनस. 30 माइनस किया 90, 6 माइनस किया 4. What is this? 0.65. Use a calculator. Use a calculator. What is 65% of this number? 65%. Nothing wrong with this. 0.65, 0.65 into 560. So what is that? 364. This is normal cheese. 364. अभी देखो 360 माइनस करेंगे तो 200 और 4 माइनस करेंगे तो 196. What is this? 0.52, 52%. 0.52. That is 416. अब देखो 400 माइनस करेंगे 400, 16 और माइनस कर देंगे 384. इनको ऊपर माइनस कर दो. What is that? 384 minus 196 minus 84. So what is that? 104. That is बाजू में क्या है? 416 minus 364 minus 36. That is खत्म. So if you come across this kind of set in CAT, दैट मीन्स यू हैव डन गुड कर्मा इन लाइफ, ऐसा सेट मिला आपको. कैन आई से इट वॉज प्योर कैलकुलेशन, प्योर DI, कोई लंबा थॉट प्रोसेस नहीं, कोई हाई लेवल थिंकिंग नहीं. गैस कंफर्मेशन ऑन दिस. वेरीफाई माई कैलकुलेशंस, अपना भी कैलकुलेशन चेक करो. So when you read this kind of set, you should imagine represent कैसे करना है. I will say up to 20 to 30% of your effort will go in properly representing the data. How do you represent it? A lot of your effort will go into it. Chalo. So once the table is ready, lagao answer. How many thin crust pizzas were delivered to party 3? Thin crust pizza, thin crust pizza. ये normal crust है, ये रहा thin crust. This is thin crust. Thin crust delivered to party 3. 162. क्या आंसर दिया आप लोगों ने? Comment your answers, guys. Comment your answers. Thin crust pizza party 3. Yes. Good. Very good. Once the table is ready, every question is worth 30 seconds. आखिरी वाले में टाइम लगेगा. How many normal cheese pizzas were delivered to party 1? This is normal cheese. How many are we delivering to party 1? Normal cheese, not extra cheese. Normal cheese. Observe, confirm your answers. Very good. If for party 2, if 50% of normal cheese pizza were thin crust variety, what is the difference between thin crust extra cheese and deep dish extra cheese pizzas for party 2? आप लोग बनाओ. You have 2 minutes. I will not help you with this. Think कैसे डेवलप किया ये सवाल. How is this question being being developed? Can I say for the first time the information has been given about the overlap? See, thin crust will have two kinds of pizzas, normal cheese, extra cheese. So if you know thin crust and you know normal cheese, दोनों को minus करके you will have extra cheese. Once you know extra cheese, here extra cheese total पता है, extra cheese में भी दो होंगे, there will be thin crust and deep dish. Your answer is ready in 3 steps. Comment. Comment your answers. Good. Yes, your approach seems correct. Yes, very good. Chalo. So what the question says is 50% of the normal cheese pizzas are thin crust. विच पार्टी? पार्टी टू। 50% कहां से निकालना है? नॉर्मल चीज। सो इन पार्टी टू नॉर्मल चीज है कितने? 36। सो आउट ऑफ दिस 36, 50% आर 18. What are these? These are thin crust normal cheese. So I'll go to this. I will go to this. ध्यान से. So thin crust है कितने? 66. Out of these 18 are normal cheese. So how many will be extra cheese? Extra cheese will be 48. अब ज्यादा मत भागो. What do you want? You want the difference between extra cheese. ठीक है ना? Go to extra cheese. How many extra cheese are there? 84. Out of these 84, 48 are thin crust. So how many are deep dish? इन दोनों को माइनस कर दो. 36. Now what is your answer? आपको इन दोनों को माइनस करना है. So 3 steps. Once you find out कितना है thin crust, 18. उसके थ्रू you found out extra cheese. उसके थ्रू you found out deep dish में कितना extra cheese है. What is the gap between this and this? 12. ऐसा methodically if you think बनेगा सवाल आपसे. I'll move aside from the screen. देख लो आप. Answer is 12. चलो 3 step प्रॉब्लम. थिन क्रस्ट में नॉर्मल चीज मिल गया, एक्स्ट्रा चीज वही मिल जाएगा, माइनस कर लो. एक्स्ट्रा चीज मिल गया, एक्स्ट्रा चीज में माइनस कर लो, डीप डिश मिल जाएगा. दिस क्वेश्चन विल टेक टाइम. 2 3 नया बात किया. सो आई विल गिव यू 3 minutes. ट्राई. Again, a large problem is there with 3 lines. अच्छा, I have told you this in quant. आपका कैट में क्या होगा ना बेटा? This question of 3 lines will look like 5 to 6 line question. क्योंकि only 1/3 of the screen space is used for questions. राइट साइड में क्वेश्चन पैलेट होगा, ऊपर में कुछ और बटन होंगे, नीचे कुछ और बटन होंगे. Only 1/3 of the screen, little more than 1/3, 40% of the screen is used for questions. ये बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन दिखेगा आपको. और ये वाला टेबल नहीं होगा आपके सामने. यू विल हैव दैट कॉमन टेबल शुरू से, कॉमन डाटा इन एवरी स्लाइड, एवरी पेज यू विल हैव द कॉमन डाटा. मैक्सिमम जनता विल लीव दिस क्वेश्चन. आई कैन अश्योर यू. इवन नाउ बहुत जनता ये सवाल छोड़ेगी. सपोज दैट अभी 1 मिनट और आपके पास. Let me start. Suppose that thin crust normal cheese pizza cost as much as deep dish normal cheese. नॉर्मल चीज में दोनों का प्राइस बराबर है, बट 3/5 of the price of deep dish extra cheese. तो आई एम राइटिंग इट हियर, छोटा छोटा लिख के साइड में. Thin crust normal cheese is same as deep dish normal cheese, but their price is 3/5 of deep dish extra cheese. ये लिखा है यहाँ पे. A deep dish extra cheese pizza cost ₹50 more than thin crust extra cheese. ये जो deep dish extra cheese है ये 50 रुपए महंगा है, costly, then what thin crust extra cheese से महंगा है. That means deep dish pizza is the most, deep dish extra cheese is the costliest pizza, and the later cost ₹5. अब later कौन सा है? अब when you see this full stop, यहाँ से when you study, former means पहले वाला ये है और उसके बाद किसका नाम है ये, तो ये later है. That means इसका रेट 500 रुपए है, इसका रेट 550 रुपए है. ऐसा क्या घुमा फिरा के बता रहे थे? तो इन दोनों का प्राइस क्या होगा? व्हाट इज 3/5 ऑफ दिस? इन दोनों का प्राइस है 330 एंड 330 रुपीज. फिर से फुल स्टॉप के आगे पढ़ना है. द फर्स्ट नेम इज दिस, डीप डिश एक्स्ट्रा चीज, एंड सेकेंड नेम इज दिस. व्हेन यू यूज लेटर, लेटर मीन्स बाद वाला, बाद वाला मीन्स थिन क्रस्ट एक्स्ट्रा चीज, द प्राइस इज 500. सो अभी तक आई हैव अंडरस्टूड रेट की बात क्या है. चारों का रेट आई हैव गॉट इन द फर्स्ट 2 लाइन्स. आई हैव गॉट द प्राइस फॉर इंडिविजुअली all 4. If 25% of normal cheese pizzas delivered to party 1 were deep dish variety, ये जो नॉर्मल चीज आपने कौन सी पार्टी को दी है? पार्टी 1 को. इसमें से 25% क्या थे? डीप डिश वाले थे. व्हाट इज द टोटल बिल फॉर द पार्टी? तो मेरे को हर किसी का वैरायटी निकालना है. सो ऑब्जर्व, नॉर्मल चीज तो रेट बराबर है, नॉर्मल चीज तो रेट बराबर है. सो यू कैन मल्टीप्लाई दिस डायरेक्टली विथ 330. नॉर्मल चीज दोनों का रेट बराबर है. द मेन क्वेश्चन इज डीप डिश कितना कितना लिए. सो सी व्हाट इज 25% ऑफ दिस? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल नॉर्मल चीज, थोड़ा स्पेस कम पड़ेगा तो आई राइट इन मार्जिन्स राइट नाउ. मार्जिन्स में लिखता हूं मैं आपके लिए. नॉर्मल चीज 16 पिज्जा. What is 25% of this? 4. These 4 are thin crust. That means 12 must be deep dish. अब सुनो, ये जो 48 है, 48 out of these 12 are normal cheese. That means 36 are deep dish extra cheese. कितना रेट है एक्स्ट्रा चीज वाले का? 550. उनका नाम बार बार मत लिखो ना, डीप डिश एक्स्ट्रा चीज वाले ये है. अब अगर ये 4 जो है, दीज आर थिन क्रस्ट नॉर्मल चीज, ये थिन क्रस्ट वाले हैं ना. कौन सी पार्टी 2 की बात चल रही है ना? पार्टी 1. आउट ऑफ दी 72, 4 आर थिन क्रस्ट. दैट मीन्स 68 मस्ट बी डीप डिश. क्या रेट है इनका? 500 रुपए, 500 रुपीज. तो ये हो गया थिन क्रस्ट एक्स्ट्रा चीज. अब यार ये तो दोनों का रेट बराबर है, चुपचाप यहां पर 16 इंटू करो ना, 16 इंटू 330, दैट इज योर आंसर. दोनों का रेट बराबर है. व्हाई डू यू वांट टू मल्टीप्लाई 2 सेपरेट नंबर्स एंड ऐड 2 सेपरेट नंबर्स? सीधा ऐड कर दो. इफ यू कैन सी अ पैटर्न, it's good, well and good. Otherwise simply multiply and add. Complete the calculations. I'll also try. 36 into 550 plus, you have to write this down. 68 into 500 plus 16 into 330. Verify your calculations. अरे पूरा कैलकुलेशन उल्टा कर दिए बाबा. 25% वर डीप डिश. अरे पूरा कैलकुलेशन उल्टा कर दिया आपने. हमने दिस इज ऑल रिवर्स्ड. अब भी करेक्शन करते देखो तुम. 25% मीन्स 4. अरे बाबा 4 वर डीप डिश. So if 4 were deep dish out of 48, so 44 has a price of 550. And how many are there? 12. 12 are thin crust. इसमें से 12 जाएगा तो 60 have a price of 500 and 16 into 330. ये आपका आंसर है. अरे डीप डिश वैरायटी दिया ना. 25% आर डीप डिश. 25% इज 4, तो डीप डिश में से माइनस करो उसको. सो 44 इंटू 550 प्लस 60 इंटू 500 प्लस 16 इंटू 330. यप, हियर यू गो. होगा बेटा एग्जाम में भी, पैनिक नहीं करना है. परफॉर्मिंग कैलकुलेशन कुछ मिस हुआ तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. That is why I repeated. I understood you are facing a issue there. That is why I repeated. भाई ये जो 16 आपके पास है, these 16, ये कोई भी वैरायटी की हो ना, थिन क्रस्ट का तो रेट फिक्स है ना. थिन क्रस्ट रेट इज नॉर्मल चीज रेट इज सेम फॉर बोथ. नॉर्मल चीज रेट थिन क्रस्ट एंड डीप डिश. नॉर्मल चीज इज 330 rupees. The answer turns out to be 59480. 2021 का आई थिंक ये सेट है आपका. थर्ड स्लॉट का, सेकंड और थर्ड स्लॉट का. So we started the session. I analyzed for you scores, paper pattern. More and more questions are becoming mixed LRDI, also called as number based reasoning, quant based reasoning. See, all of this is quant. All of this is percentage calculation, increase, decrease. क्वांट इंप्रूव होगा धीरे धीरे, ही ऑटोमेटिकली इंप्रूव होगा आपका. टुमारो वील हैव वन मोर सेशन ऑन DI और 2-3 सेट बनाते हैं, आपका इंट्रोडक्शन हो जाए. नाउ व्हाट इज द बेस्ट सोर्स फॉर सॉल्विंग LR एंड DI? प्रीवियस ईयर मॉक्स, प्रीवियस ईयर कैट पेपर, दीज आर द बेस्ट सोर्सेज. आप अभी पहली बार बना रहे हो तो वट एवर बुक यू हैव, शर्मा, मिश्रा, सिन्हा, गुप्ता, स्टार्ट सॉल्विंग सेट्स. वो ऐसा सेट होता ना जिसमें 20 कंपनी के 6 पैरामीटर दिए हुए हैं, फिर कैलकुलेट. इतना बड़ा सेट कभी नहीं आता. कैड बंद हो गया अभी आना. मैनेजेबल सेट्स बनाओ, अभी बेसिक से शुरू करो. बेस्ट सोर्स अगेन इज पास्ट पेपर्स, पास्ट कैट क्वेश्चन पेपर्स, पास्ट मॉक्स, बट वहां पहुंचने में टाइम लगता है. टुमारो अगेन वील हैव वन मोर LRDI सेशन. बेसिक्स, इससे एक लेवल और ऊपर ले आते हैं. डन फ्रॉम माय साइड गाइस. Good night, guys. Start solving. On average, every week, keep a target of, let us say, close to 40 to 50 questions. Questions, not sets. 40 to 50 questions. Closing the session. Yeah. Good night.